This is Rocky. Before I begin this story, let me give you some context. Rocky here is 3 years old. He's an Abyssinian guinea pig. He is completely blind and has only one eye. He also has neurological issues which affect his balance and some of his movement, but that's only heightened when he gets really tired or gets a little bit too warm. So on a day-to-day basis, he's okay. My guinea pigs get floor time daily, if not almost daily. There are some days where they don't, but they access the floor via their cage. You can see here that there's a peg on this cage which lets these 3 boys out. I just purely open that up and then they are able to use the floor space to run around in. They only come out when they are supervised. When I say supervised, I'm in the room with them, but because they have floor time so regularly, I am not worried because everything has been piggy proofed that I am able to do so, and also they know where they are and aren't allowed. They will take the mickey and go in the places where maybe they're not supposed to go, but they are doing that purely on a cheeky basis and want to be caught rather than a naughty and are trying to do something bad. So now let's get into the story of how I thought I'd lost Rocky. So this story begins on an evening. I had been at the gym, I had come home, I had washed my hair, had a shower, and was coming back down to eat dinner. So I had my wet hair obviously wrapped in a towel, came back down and let Rocky out for floor time. I continued to make my dinner. Rocky was in the kitchen with me being very nosy as to what I was doing. I was giving him the odd little piece of tomato and it was a normal evening. So I then sat on the sofa with my cup of tea and my dinner and just continued to kind of half watch him, half watch the TV, which is quite a common occurrence. During this time, I heard some hustle, kind of some movements, some crunching underneath my stairs. There's a small section right between my sofa and the bottom of the stairs where the piggies like to go. It's quite a kind of common natural habitat, I guess, for them. Guinea pigs used to live in caves or do live in caves in their natural habitat of Peru. So it's nice and dark, it's quite cool, and it's a little cabin. So these guys absolutely love that area. So because I'd seen a little bit of movement on the fairy lights in that area, I knew that Rocky was kind of hanging around there, and as Rocky does sometimes in floor time, I just assumed that he'd curled up and gone to sleep, as he normally would. So then it had been about 10-15 minutes and I hadn't heard from Rocky and I hadn't seen Rocky, and I was thinking, right, I need to sort of get ready to go to bed. It was quite late, maybe 10 o'clock, half 10. And I was thinking, right, I need to get Rocky in and then obviously do some of my nighttime routine and get to bed. So I went straight to that area, had a look, and I couldn't find him. And I was thinking, where is he? So I did the usual. I walked around the room, called his name many times, tried to find him, and I couldn't find him. And I checked the kitchen, which I closed off just in case I'd accidentally shut him in there. No. I checked my lean-to, which is kind of my storage room, because there's quite a few nooks and crannies in there that I like to hide as well. No, he wasn't in there. And I was thinking, has he got behind the sofa? And my sofa only has a really narrow gap. Like, it is tiny. Guinea pigs can get in small spaces, but I would be surprised if they could get behind there. But Rocky being one of my 4 boys, and I don't know what it is about mine, but they like to try and do things like this. So I thought, okay, maybe he's got behind the sofa. So as I explained, it's a really small gap. So I had to obviously put my eye along the top area, which is like the gap, just to see if I could see him, and I couldn't see him. And I was thinking, right, okay, where is he? And I started to panic at this point, thinking, although I couldn't see him, maybe he was still stuck behind the sofa. And my sofa is completely like wedged under the stairs, so to get it out, I really have to kind of wiggle it and things, which if he was stuck behind the sofa, I was really panicking because I didn't know how I was going to move the sofa without hurting him. So I tried to calm myself down and I was like, no, like, I'm really surprised if he's going to have fit behind there. He must be somewhere else. And I was like, maybe he's learnt to climb the stairs. None of them have learnt to climb the stairs yet. They are in my main living room. They could do it at any point, but they've never attempted to do it. And I thought, okay, maybe this time he has. Hadn't heard any noise going up the stairs, but I thought, right, I'll go and check. So as I walk up the stairs, I had left my towel, which I'd wrapped my wet hair in, on the stairs whilst it was drying. So I went to pick that up, and all of a sudden, Mr. Rocky was underneath that towel asleep, and I had shocked him. And I was like, no! I was also yes, because I'd found him, but I was like, no! And proceeded to pick him up and calm him down, because obviously I'd full on woke him up by picking up the towel, and he was super duper shocked, and he'd obviously been flat out asleep, because when I'd been calling his name and trying to look for him, normally you'd have the odd chunter and squeak, just because they do respond to you, guinea pigs that is, and the poor dude was under there. So basically, he, the blind and disabled guinea pig, is the first one to have learnt to climb the stairs. Now when I say climb the stairs, I don't mean the conventional climb the stairs, I mean he leapt onto a kind of magazine rack with a pillow in it, then he has climbed onto the banister, then he has managed to get over that banister and onto the step. No mean feat. I'm not sure he's ever going to be able to do that again, but I would love to see it and catch it if I can. Like I say, I don't think it's going to happen. But that was the story of the day I thought I'd lost Rocky, and the funny ending of my blind and disabled guinea pig being the first one to learn to climb the stairs. So that is all for today's funny story video. Please give it a thumbs up if you thought it was really funny. Obviously, I hope this doesn't happen again, but it's a nice story to tell and a funny one to tell. Obviously, leave me a comment if you ever thought you lost your guinea pig and where you found them. I'd love to hear your stories. And of course, if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe. And we will be back next Wednesday for another video. See you then. Bye. Look, you're making a right mess here. You've made a right mess. Well done. A+ for filming.